Hey guys, Blu-ray Gamer 22 here, and today I wanted to make a movie review. Okay, so bear with me, I'm not an expert reviewer. This is actually my first review on this channel, so please bear with me. So the movie I want to talk to you about today is Disturbia. Now, this is a movie from the 2000s. It's from 2007, I believe. I remember when this came out, I remember like watching the trailers. I was very young at the time. I was like in elementary school. I was like in fourth grade, I believe. And I remember seeing a few trailers, thought it was kind of like a scary movie or something. And at school, I remember of hearing like some girls talk about it. They said it wasn't that scary, but they went to see it anyway. But yeah, I never saw it until I went to Big Lots actually last November and picked it up. It was $3, so I decided why not check it out. Might as well check it out. And yeah, I definitely really enjoyed this movie. Very underrated, very forgotten. There's not many reviews of this movie on YouTube, so yeah, it's kind of a shame. It's a very like it's like a hidden gem. It's like I think it was big when it came out, but after that it didn't. It kind of died down the hype for it. But yeah, so this movie is basically about this guy Kale, who whose father he dies in a car accident, and in later in when he's in school, one of his teachers, a Spanish teacher I think, says something about it, and he gets mad and punches the teacher. So he ends up in house arrest, and that's how the whole movie is basically set up. It's basically Kale on house arrest, how what he's doing, how's he gonna pass like time. I think his mom cuts up his Xbox Live. I think cable. I don't know if the cable got cut too, but I don't remember that. The internet something. I think they cut all that, so he's basically bored, not much to do. So he begins to spy on his neighbors just to see what they're doing, and it all goes from there. He finds out like one of his neighbors having an affair. Some of his neighborhood kids are like watching porn in their bedroom without their mom knowing. Lots of other things, and he suspects of one neighbor who is very weird, very sketchy, and he's just a very weird person. At first, he just thinks that, and so after that, while he's on house arrest, he cannot exit the perimeter around his house. If it exits, I think he has like 10 seconds to get back, or the thing he has on his ankle will beep and send an alert to the police, so they'll come and see what's going on. So yeah, the kids that I was talking about, they prank him and put like dog shit in a bag, set it on fire on his porch, on his front door, and he just goes out chasing them, as while his new neighbors, they're moving in, and there's a very attractive girl his age, so he's kind of mesmerized by her at first. But yeah, so the police show up because he exited the perimeter of his house. He exited the it's like a cable there, like a cord, and they come that they I want to say they arrest him, but they what's the word? They apprehend him. I think they just hold him down, like tell him what he's doing. Yeah, he can't go out and stuff. Gave him a warning, and that's in front of his neighbors are moving in, like the parents, the girl. So that's not a definitely not a good first impression. But yeah, so one of his friends, I don't remember his name in the movie. He comes home. They're both like, well, he's at first he's showing them like the routines of their neighbors, the ones that have an affair, the kids watching porn, other neighbors, and then he tells them about the girl, and they're basically like, like spying on her because she's very attractive. They have a pool. She's in a bikini and stuff. So yeah, they're talking about that. Then for some reason, I think the girl she notices them looking at through the window spying on her, and so she comes in, you know, knocks on the door, Barry like asking what I think she got locked out actually. I think she kind of knew what was going on, but she just used that as an excuse to go in and talk to them. Uh, I think there this time too. There's like they notice that their neighbor, the creepy neighbor, like his car is dented in the front, like to the front to the side, and I don't know if it was the night before or that night that they heard on the news that there was like I think there's like a killer on the loose. He moved from Austin, Texas, I think. The car fit pretty much the description, like a nervous car. So the main character Kel begins to make connections. He thinks he might be a killer. So think think the next day he tells his friend. I think he tells the girl too that he might be a killer. Okay, sorry about that. Another thing is like I don't want to spoil the movie too much. I'm just gonna talk about a few more things. I'm not gonna give away like much of the ending, just like the setup of the movie. And what's next? I think the so yeah, there's like a whole like part of the movie where Kale and the girl I'm not sure what her name is. I don't remember. They're having like they're having like bonding like they're talking about to each other like their likes there's like stuff like that and she's surprisingly she does seem attracted to him even though he's kind of being kind of weird kind of creepy spying on people but she just moved in she doesn't have much friends so she rolls with it think a few nights later he has a she actually throws a party because her her parents are out of town, so she invites a lot of the school people from the school. The jocks, the blondes, all that. There's a party. She's actually trying to make him jealous. I think she's actually hugging with a jock or something, and he gets mad. He blasts music, kind of ruins her party a bit. So she storms in angrily. They're talking. They talk, and he just tells her like I don't know. She just like the weird things about her. That I don't remember was like that she had to when she entered or left the room. She had stared like in the mirror for a bit. Then before walking out, something like that. It's kind of supposed to be like a romantic you know part of the movie. I do think they kiss after that scene. Meanwhile, I funny thing is how right during that scene, like the creepy neighbor, he's actually like murdering someone in his house. So yeah, he is obviously a killer. That's the whole place of the movie. He is a killer, but you know they have to they have to kind of prove it to the police because they don't believe him mainly Cal because he's a I see a felon. I don't know if that's a word. Well, he's on house arrest, and actually the main cop that's patrolling him is actually the cousin of the teacher that he hit. So he's obviously is very biased in this case. So he's like, obviously not buying anything. That's how the whole movie goes. There's more spying done. There's more. They're like I think they follow him to a store at one point. I think they try to sneak into their cars, seeing what was going on. They're just after after like a few days they sort of believe him more. Especially because when the car was dented, he actually I think the next day he pretty much fixed that car. It's like a new color and like the front is no longer messed up. So that's kind of like a red flag for him and his friends. Also, like one night I think he's dragging like a one of those big trash bags, those black trash bags. He like dragging it. He's kind of bloody, so they're noticing it, and I think they call the police, or I don't know if they actually no, I don't remember if they call or I think they're one is caught sneaking in. I think his friend, and he calls the police and stuff. I don't want to give away this part of the movie because it's very interesting. I don't want to talk too much about that. It's very like your heart is racing while that scene's going on. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And yeah, the whole movie just very very great. This is like a very very entertaining movie to watch while you're in quarantine or something on lockdown. You can't do much. You can't go out. So I definitely recommend this movie. Uh, I don't know if there's like any websites you can find this. Maybe you can rent it for a few dollars. I don't think it should be that expensive. But yeah, you can order it on eBay maybe. It shouldn't be too expensive. But it's very entertaining movie. It's You'll definitely appreciate it more if you're like on the younger side, or if you grew up in like in the 2000s, you were a teenager in that decade. Then you definitely will enjoy this movie. Because even who I was a kid during the 2000s, and I was mostly a teenager in the 2010s, but it was still close enough that I could still relate to this movie. So it was just like very, very, very entertaining. So yeah, definitely worth picking up. Bought it at Big Lots, like I said, like for $3. So I don't know if any of your Big Lots are gonna have this because you know how Big Lots is. They when they restock things, they're not like you won't find like the same things again in there. Just stuff that they have at the moment. Then they might not have it at all in the future. So yeah, your best bet if you're interested in this movie, just like maybe rent it, maybe order it on eBay. You definitely won't you definitely will not regret getting this movie or watching this movie. It's definitely worth your time. And yeah, once again, sorry if this review was kind of messy. This is my first time in many many years of doing a review, and even then when I did it in another channel that weren't that great to begin with. But I'm starting. I just starting to do this new thing, especially since I can't go out too much right now. With money you gotta you during this time you shouldn't really spend too much money. The economy is kind of crap right now because of all this virus thing going on. But yeah, so I think that's it for now. But stay tuned. I will be reviewing a few more things, and maybe next week I will try to maybe make another review. I'm not sure if I'll go out again. I maybe will once more, but maybe to Walmart, maybe to Target. Best Buy, I don't think you can go in stores anymore right now. I think it's only curbside pickup. But yeah, so I'm still trying to like not go anywhere. I don't want to get infected and get my family members infected. But yeah, I do have a few more. I did make a list of things, movies or series that I wanted to review. So yeah, please stay tuned for that. But for now, that's about it. So please comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.